Hello everyone, and welcome to the Community Arts Calendar. I'm Mancle Anderson, and I'm with the City of Albuquerque Cultural Services Department, Old Town Division. And what we're here to talk about today is the Centennial series of festivals that are going on in Old Town. We have all kinds of events. We've already had our Busker event, and we're getting ready for our Youth and Arts Festival. And then coming up directly, we have our Americana Festival, which is a celebration of all things Americana. This event is going to be a really special event. This is coming up on June 8th and 9th of this year. That's on a Friday and Saturday, a Friday evening and a Saturday afternoon. And today with me we have Jimmy Abraham of the Albuquerque Folk Festival, and we're really glad that he can be here. Jimmy and the Albuquerque Folk Festival are playing a really important part in this event. We've had an ongoing collaboration with the Albuquerque Folk Festival for years with the Cultural Services Department and the Folk Festival. And this year they're bringing a few really great groups to the event. And besides that, Jimmy is a member of the Adobe Brothers and also is a great folk historian and can tell you a lot about Americana in general, where it came from, where it is, and hopefully where it's going. Hopefully. So Jimmy, can you tell us about some of the groups you're bringing to the event?
For the Albuquerque Folk Festival?
First of all, for the Americana.
Who are we bringing?
Who are you
I'll
bringing?
tell you about them.
Well, Albuquerque Folk Festival is bringing the Squash Blossom Boys and Breaking Blue.
Okay. Squash Blossom Boys, young bluegrass band. Really energetic, a lot of fun. Breaking Blue, also a young band. And they do a variety of folk music. They have a really good flute player, and they do Irish music with the flute. Those are the most outstanding kind of things that they do. Both bands do a kind of a variety, although the Squash Blossom Boys are pretty straight bluegrass.
Yeah, I've seen the Squash Blossom Boys, a number of times, and they're high energy.
Yep.
Really love that, and they've really turned out to be one of the more popular bands around town. They had a CD release party for their new CD not that long ago, and they're really kind of growing regionally.
Yeah.
Can you tell what is your definition of Americana? What do you think Americana music is?
Well, I had two ways I was looking at this. One of them is that, if in bluegrass, in old-timey, in blues, there are people whose view of that kind of music is they play almost as preservationists. They don't want to see kind of innovative things done inside their genre. Mm-hmm. This is what Wayne Shrubsall calls the bluegrass Nazis and the old-time Nazis. They want it done a particular way, and they don't want innovations. So Americana lets you, if you say, well, we're not bluegrass, we're Americana, you can play bluegrass kind of any way you want. You can change it the way you want, and you say it's Americana. That's fine. And that's true for the other genres as well, I think. The other thing I was thinking about is that this Americana definition sort of came up, in my perception at least, in the wake of kind of a world music movement. And it may have a little slightly nationalistic tinge to it.
Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I've always felt that that all music is world music. Depending on where you're located geographically, if you're in Amsterdam, with that Southwest Americana music, well, that's world music. That's fairly exotic. That's exotic stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually took a little time, and I spent a little time online looking at different definitions of Americana. And it's really kind of interesting how narrow and how broadly it can be defined. You know, one of the definitions is collectible items from the United States. That could mean a lot. And then, you know, there's another place where it refers to artifacts of American origin. And then another place, it talks about Americana as a radio format, which is kind of interesting, very much in the way that that alternative music came to mean a certain sound. You know, what we're really attempting to do with this Americana festival is to really broaden the parameters of what we're looking at as Americana. You know, for example, you know, one of our headlining artists is the really great blues band called Indigenous, and you really should look this up. This is really good stuff.
Yeah.
And what I find most American about them is that, first of all, they're a blues band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get more American than that. And they're natives. They're Native Americans.
Yeah.
So you have a Native American blues band, and that's as American as it can get, you know. And then we have the Squash Blossom Boys, who are young, high energy bluegrass, and then we've got Alicia Olton, who is coming with her really beautiful kind of folky pop music.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so we're really opening and broadening the parameters of what we look at as Americana. And you know, something that Jimmy, you're really good at and have found value in is preservation, but at the same time looking to the future. You know, folk music has started in one place.
Sure.
It's going another.
Yeah.
Can you maybe talk about the future of folk music as you see it right now?
Gosh. Well, you know, I was the person who introduced the singer-songwriter stage into the folk festival. And my rationale for that, and you know, the board of directors bought it, was that all of these songs that we think of as very traditional, somebody did it first. Somebody made it up. And then it goes into the kind of the mill of, it goes through different people performing it, and eventually it changes with each performer, and probably with each performance as far as that goes. And so it comes down, you learn it from somebody who's older than you are, and then you have a way you do it, and it won't be exactly the same. So you get that kind of, the way that the ballads, for example, come through the ballad sequence, and when they get to some of them, when you find them when they're at a point where they've been polished and simplified down to something that's really kind of perfect. And that's when the preservationist instinct comes up, and you say, don't mess with this. Do not change this one.
That's the end of it, right? That's that's the end of it.
Yeah, and it's not.
Right.
You know?
And, you know, and that's how we are as people very often. And you know, the things that were not allowed on the radio, you know, a generation ago are now at children's events. They're in movie soundtracks. They're on oldies radio.
Yeah.
And it's really funny how we start to look at things. And you know, that's one thing that's really important to us in cultural services, and something that we really attempt to do in the Old Town programming is to recognize, you know, where we came from, look at where we are, and look to the future. You know, it's really up to people like you and us to make sure that that the young people have room to grow. And just because it's new doesn't mean that it's, you know, well, if it's outside the parameters, good.
Yeah.
You know, Woody Guthrie was not exactly embraced by the general public.
No,
and
that's right.
It really took a while.
Yeah, and Bill Monroe at one point had an accordion player in the band. So I mean, Tell your bluegrassers that and see what they think.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, well, you know, they're the classicists, the purists, and then it takes people among us to really look forward. And you know, that's something that we're really hoping to do with this event and others that are coming along. You know, one great example of that is Kevin Morgan, who's going to be coming up here directly and doing one of his songs. He's also one of our featured performers for the Americana Fest. I'll give you really quickly, I'll just give you a lineup of what we're doing. On Friday, June the 8th, we have the Squash Blossom Boys, then we have Alicia Olton and Company, then we have Breaking Blue, and then on Saturday, we have just a really dynamite day. We have Frank and James Chavez, who are bringing the Hispano folk element of Americana.
Sure.
Purely an American art form that it started here. You know, it had some Spanish influence and then quickly changed into what we know of as Hispano folk now. And then we have Kevin Morgan, who is one of the great young singer-songwriters in Albuquerque. He's opened up for some really big people, and he's going to be opening up again for the indigenous. Look him up. And also be sure to check out www.albuquerqueabqfolkfest.org. And remember, anytime that you choose to support something, you're helping ensure its future. And you know, if you see something that you like, you got to support it, because if you don't, it's going to go away, and then you're going to wonder why. So remember, if you see the kid on the street, you know, playing his junk guitar, or if you hear the kid in the garage down the block making an awful racket, remember, he's a part of your culture too. Remember, if you got a flower, you got to water it. Am I right? What
absolutely.
What happens if you don't water the flowers?
Yeah.
Well, they die. And I want to say thank you very much to everyone in the Cultural Services Department. This is a big team that makes this happen. We have Isabel Zamora is our division manager. Chuy Martinez is our great stalwart curator and cultural treasure in himself. James DeChamplin, who's a big part of these events. And of course, we would not be able to do this without Betty Rivera and Mayor Richard Berry. And I want to say thank you. Everyone, please check out cabq.gov/Old Town New Fun. And coming up directly, we're going to have a song from Kevin Morgan and from Jimmy Abraham. And thank you once again.
Did you say you're looking for Rupert Tweedy? Yes, so Ruben, he is a friend of mine. Sure, I tell you all I can about him. Sure hope your ears can't stand longer than your boots can on my porch. All the church folk call him Holy Roller Rupee. Forge in the fire of a tent revival. Well, a Pharisee from TV thumped his Bible through our town, and the Ruby kicked off the shoe, said, "Get down, wash my feet, boy." That's Rhubarb Tweedy. Yeah, Reuben Barber Tweedy. No, Lord, man, I don't know where it gone. Oh, now no one will the blues like my rambling Reuben. Howlin' drove all the ladies wild. Oh, he choked down a chicken leg and choked up on a song, singing my, oh my, Molly May, I done me wrong. Yeah, that's Rhubarb Tweedy. Yeah, Reuben Barber Tweedy. Well, man, I don't know where it gone. Now all the rail riders confiding him as Robin Hood Barber. Yeah, I seen him once, way from the back of a train. Woo-hoo! Stealing all the money from the bona fide. And the poor ran alongside to catch what Ruby threw from the back door. I threw by Tweety. Yeah, Reuben Baba Tweety. No, Lord, man, I don't know where it gone. No, sir. See now, who said, how'd you starting up my rusty blue skylark? Well, as I live and breathe, bless my soul, now ain't that rhubarb Tweety spitting gravel down my road? Well, I suppose you boys to get you sipping your tires once sinking low. That's rhubarb Tweety. Yeah, Reuben Baba Tweety. Oh, Reuben Baba Tweety. No lawman gonna catch the man that's a hero to your soul.
Jaybird, jaybird in a white oak tree. Ever you see a jaybird, honey, won't you think of me? The first time I saw you, 17 years old, your smile as warm as sunshine, a heart as icy cold. Might be a fool for glory, might be a fool for love, might be a fool for a little white hand and a little velvet glove. Jaybird, jaybird in a white oak tree. Ever you see a jaybird, honey, won't you think of me? A rifle on my shoulder and a fever in my head. If we can't hold the land of boys, we might as well be dead. And away up on Rock Island, locked in a cage, the only song a jaybird sings, I'll fly away. Jaybird, jaybird in a white oak tree. Ever you see a jaybird, honey, won't you think of me? A blue coat on my shoulders and gray upon my breast, I'm bound to leave this country and fly away out west. Jaybird, jaybird in a white oak tree. Ever you see a jaybird, honey, won't you think of me?